This is our New Holland 520 manure spreader. It's been a really good piece of equipment for us. We've had it, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now, and we haven't really had any problems with it. It's got a slurry kit on it, has the side extensions. It's got a front splash guard. It also had a tailgate on it, but we took that off last year. That's the only thing that's hydraulically operated on this manure spreader, and we wanted to be able to be a little more versatile with whatever tractor we wanted to use on it. So I'm really glad we did. With the 460 being in the shop apart right now, we can run it on the Super M. So before we go out and spread a load of manure, we're going to go through this and make sure all the gearboxes, the oil levels are all good. Make sure all the belts and sprockets and everything looks good. And first, we're going to check the oil in the gearbox for the beater assembly. This is the 90-degree gearbox. You have power coming in here with a clutch that engages the beaters and then changes your 90-degree drive out and drives both beaters. Get rid of that bee's nest. Yeah, it looks like the oil level is good to me. Yeah, we'll just kind of do a visual of everything. Chains got proper tension on them. Yeah, we got a couple grease fittings, one over here. One under here. And one over here on this drive gear. There. Apparently I didn't clear the baler twine off of it from last year. This is the drive chain assembly for this upper beater. This was an option as well on these manure spreaders. I'm glad this one has it. Works well for tearing the bed pack apart. There's a grease fitting in there. Chain looks okay. Idler pulley looks good. This manure spreader came from a co-worker of mine when I used to work for the county. They had a dairy farm, and when he retired from dairy farming, he went to work for the county. So it sat inside his barn for a lot of years, but I know when they were dairy farming, this thing was used every day. The drive belt looks all right. Yeah, now for the grease job. And the only other thing I want to do is spray the front sprockets for the apron chain, because there's no grease fittings on them, but I at least like to lubricate them. Well, I guess it's a moment of truth. Let's fire it up and see if it works. Well, I think other than checking the tire pressures, making sure they're aired up where they ought to be, I think we're ready to go spread some manure. I think it's a good day to grill a little lunch on a smoker today. We are having some hamburgers from ground beef right here from some of the cows on our farm. Pressed in a nice burger patties. Going to be smoked with some hickory pellets. And it's going to taste really good. Last couple weeks we've only been putting out about a video a week, and the main reason for that is we just haven't been doing a lot of farm related activities. There's been a lot of other things going on outside of the farm, and our YouTube channel is pretty much solely based off of the activities we do here on the farm as far as the animals and, you know, tractor activities and what have you. Or there is the farm all mechanical side of things that people seem to be interested in. The Farm All 460 project. Last year when I worked on Stacy's Farm All H, getting it ready for the wedding. You know, so those are the two kind of distinct groups of people that seem to watch our channel. So for me to make a video on doing the brakes and exhaust on Stacy's Ford Escape, or working on the Dixie chopper, getting the pulley fixed for the deck belt, or cleaning and painting the bottom of the deck, it just didn't make sense for me to take time to try to film any of that and then put a video out when it just simply won't really get the views that a lot of the other videos do. You know, that's kind of why the last couple weeks there's only been one video a week. There's just simply hasn't been much in the way of farm activity going on. It's been too wet and rainy, and I haven't been able to get out and really do anything other than normal chores. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But I always do appreciate everyone that watches our videos, and for you that subscribe, we greatly appreciate it. And we just want to keep growing our channel, and I'm really interested and curious to see where this summer goes. Those look good to me. We're gonna go enjoy these burgers for lunch, and we'll see you after lunch. All right, that was a good lunch. Logan is heading out back with the New Holland. We're gonna go spread some manure. think we're gonna stop here. This being the first load of the year, I want to make sure the manure spreader is going to work all right before we just go heaping it right up. So what we're spreading here today is our composted bed pack chicken rendering from when we butcher chickens. Basically anything that will decompose down into a nice topsoil base that we can spread out onto our grass pastures. We don't really have any tillable land that we do any kind of field work with every year, so we can't just take our bed pack right from the barn or wherever and take it right out onto a field and plow it into the ground. So we bring it out here, put it in a compost pile, let it compost for a year. We'll stir it around, mix it around, let nature do its thing, and then in the spring of the year we'll go out and spread it on our pastures. And this is our nutrient base for our pastures. We don't use any liquid or synthetic fertilizers here on the farm, never have before. And when we have soil tests done, everything is usually right where just about it needs to be. First thing I want to do is get the apron chain set to slow. I think that's good. We'll have to fire it up and see. The field that we're spreading manure in today is directly behind the barn. This used to be a pumpkin patch up until last year. Last year we seeded this to a pasture grass. We fenced in a portion of this last year for the cattle. That was just a temporary fence. The plan is for this year, we're not running broilers out here like we did later on the part of last year. We're gonna fence this whole field in, and the cows are gonna have access to this whole, I don't know, it's about maybe 2 acres. It's not a lot, but it's 2 acres that they don't have now. So I want to put a nice heavy application of compost on here, and then eventually later on this late spring, early summer, we're gonna fence this in and it'll become part of our pasture program here on the farm. I think it's time to water the cows. I think it's grain time too. That's what they're trying to tell me. They're getting down here to the last little bit to delete of this round bale. This is still the first round bale from when we moved them out here back, what? Sometime beginning of March, end of February, somewhere in there. So it's lasted quite a while. Feeding it under cover like this is huge. Prevents a lot of waste. Hey, pigs. Three loads of manure today. That was a good start to manure season. There's definitely a few more loads out there. We're gonna finish off this field, and then whatever we have left will go out into the 5-acre field beyond that, the one that we put manure in last year. A little extra organic material in that field certainly won't hurt from the past history that field's had. But it was a good day, good productive day. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you like our channel, as always, we ask you to subscribe. Don't forget to share if you know somebody else that might like our content that we put out and might like our channel. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.